The Way of the Bear gets part of its title from its setting in the Bears Ear National Monument. And when I was thinking about this book, I always start with setting. And there had been a lot in the press about Bears Ears National Monument. Many Native groups were very concerned when the administration before Joe Biden really reduced the size of the National Monument. So there was a lot of noise, a lot of uproar in the Native community about it, and actually on both sides of the issue. There were some Native people who were concerned that making the area a national monument would limit their use for gathering herbs that they'd used in healing, gathering firewood, things like that. So anyway, Bears Ears was on my mind. I had seen it on bus tours of the Navajo Nation and the Four Corners area, but never actually been there. So as part of writing this book, I was able to make a couple of trips. I did one trip with a Navajo guide, and we did some hiking up to some archaeological sites. And then I did another trip on my own where I spent a lot of time at the Valley of the Gods, which is a crucial setting in this book. Anyway, it's beautiful country, and I really encourage any of you who have an extra week or so to take some time and see it for yourselves. With the book I wrote before this, The Sacred Bridge, that was my pandemic book. So I was not able to go to the Navajo Nation. All of my stories, because my main characters are Navajo law enforcement people, my stories are set at least in part on the Navajo Nation. So finally, with The Way of the Bear, the pandemic was over or nearly over, and at least the worst of the restrictions were over. So I was able to go to the Navajo Nation and then to Bears Ears, which is at the very northern end of the Navajo Nation. And it makes such a huge difference to me to stand in the places where my characters will be standing, to feel the wind blowing in my hair, to see the stars, to listen to the birds, to smell the dust or the sage or whatever is in the air. It really helps me. I think it kind of nurtures my creative spirit, and it helps me kind of get to the gist of what it is that I'm writing about in that beautiful setting.